Hello friends, my name is Mohsin Mullah and I welcome you all to this video lecture. In this video lecture we are going to see about the different operations that can be performed on the signals. Okay, so when we have the various types of signals, so in that case we need to sometimes add some of the magnitudes of the signal, multiply two signals, or do different operations on the signal like advancing the signal, delaying the signal, making it slower, making it faster. So all those operations needs to be performed on the signal as per the requirement of the system. So now let us see what are the different types of operations that can be performed on the different signals. So now basically the operations can be performed on the signal are dependent on the two variables of the signal. So when the signal is represented, suppose any signal is given, okay, so that signal will be given as x of t. So here basically there are two variables. One is the magnitude, so whatever term will be present here, so this is the magnitude, and another one is the time. Okay, so there are two variables. So this magnitude is called as magnitude of the signal at a particular instant is called as it is called as the dependent variable, and the time variable is called as the independent variable. So the operations performed on the signal will depend upon these two variables. One is dependent variable or magnitude, another one is the time variable or independent variable, which is nothing but the independent variable, that is time. So here it is magnitude and here it is time. Okay, so now let us first understand the different operations performed on the dependent variable. Okay, so let me take this operations performed on the dependent variable. Okay, so now in that case we are going to first see the very first operation as amplitude scaling, that is called as amplitude scaling. Now what is amplitude scaling? So whatever original amplitude is available in the signals, that amplitude will be changed. Basically in case of amplification, so amplification is nothing but the overall magnitude of the signal will be increased from the lower value to the sufficiently large value. So that is nothing but amplitude scaling. Okay, so now this particular uh, operation can be represented as, say, I'll just write few lines so that you can understand. Let x of t be a continuous time signal, then modified signal is given as, then y of t equal to c into x of t. Okay, so this is called as scaled version of x of t, is known as scaled version of x of t. Okay, so here where c is called scaling factor. Okay, so now the signal y of t will be obtained by multiplying that scaling factor c with all the magnitudes of x of t, so that you can understand with a simple example here. Suppose there is a signal, okay, so there is a signal, say x of t. So here I'll just take one random signal. Okay, so here this signal is having magnitude 1 up to this instant 1. Okay, then the magnitude is increased, so instant 2, instant 3, so to 2. So here the magnitude is 2. So this is the basic signal x of t. Now I'm going to perform scaling operation. Okay, so now after performing that scaling operation, the new signal that I'm gonna get is, okay, so here this new signal is represented as y of t. Now what is the scaling that we are going to take? Suppose if I am taking the scaling factor c equal to 2, so 2 times x of t. Now what this 2 times x of t will do is we are going to use the same instance 1 2 3. Okay, so the signal is available on the 3 instance, so that we are going to take. Okay, so now basically what will happen, so that magnitude 2 will be, or the value 2 will be multiplied with the magnitude of the signal. So now suppose at the instant 0, what is the original magnitude of this signal x of t? It is 1. So if I multiply 2 with this one, I am going to get 2 here. So here just don't bother about the shape, you can just write the magnitude as 2, so automatically it will indicate that height is 2 units. Similarly, this magnitude will remain till what time instant? Till 1. So everywhere the magnitude is 1 here, so therefore here everywhere it will be 2 up to instant 1. After instant 1, the magnitude of the x of t has been increased. What is the new magnitude here? This is 2. So therefore 2 into 2. So what will be the magnitude, modified magnitude? It will be 2 into 2, 4. So here I am going to just indicate this magnitude as 4. Okay, so therefore this signal is going to be not here, sorry. So this signal is going to be 4 up to instant 3. Okay, as it is indicated. So this signal is going to be, just let me just take it. Okay, so here you can just try to understand this magnitude is now changed to magnitude 4. Okay, so that is what the scaling operation on the amplitude. Okay, so here basically what we have to do is the signal y of t is obtained by, I'll just write few lines that you can understand this. The signal y of t is obtained by multiplying the value of x of t by scalar c for all time t. Okay, similarly if we have the discrete time signal, so in that case also we can write, if a dt signal x of n is given, okay, so then y of n can be written as, which is a scaled version, okay, amplitude scaled version as c times x of n, okay, which is also called as scaled version of y of n is called as scaled version of x of n. Okay, so this is what about the amplitude scaling. Just the magnitude of the entire x of t will be multiplied by that scalar value c. Okay, so now the second operation here is addition of signals. So in case of addition of signals, we need to have two signals. Okay, so therefore let x1 of t and x2 of t are two CT signals, continuous time signals, then so we want to add, so let us, that new signal is indicated as y of t. Y of t will be equal to what? Sum of these two signals, x1 of t plus x2 of t. It is known as the addition of x1 of t and x2 of t. The value of y of t is obtained by, so basically here when we are representing y of t as x1 of t plus x2 of t, what exactly we mean is that we are going to add the value of the two signals x1 of t and x2 of t for all time t. So that is, if I want to represent that with an example here, so let me just take two different signals. So first signal is, so I'm going to use a very simple block here. say this is the first signal, so this is having magnitude of say 1 between instant 0 to 2, and I have another signal, so let this signal be x1 of t. Then I will have another signal which is, let me just draw it with different color, another signal x2 of t. Now this x2 of t is also having the same magnitude of 1, but it is available only with the between the instant 0 and 1, okay, and all other instant it is 0. So therefore this is the new signal x2 of t. Now the sum of the two signals x1 of t plus x2 of t, okay, so here x1 of t plus x2 of t is going to be a new signal which is given as y of t, which is x1 of t plus x2 of t. Okay, so here first signal magnitude from instant 0, so how many instants are there? 1 2, okay, so we can just take instants 1 and 2. Okay, so now between 1 and 0 and 1, so the first signal magnitude x1 of t is magnitude is 1 up to here, and x2 of t is magnitude is also 1, so 1 plus 1 is going to be 2. So between 0 and 1, so here it is 1, here it is 2, so the magnitude is going to be 2, 1 plus 1. Now after instant 1, first signal magnitude is still 1 up to instant 2, and second signal magnitude is 0. So therefore after instant 1 the magnitude will remain 1 plus 0, so therefore it is 1 plus 0 is 1 again. So this is what we are going to get. So first magnitude will be 1 plus 1 2, second magnitude is going to be just 1 plus 0, that is equals to 1. Okay, so here this magnitude is 1. So this is the new signal y of t, which is addition of the two signals. Okay, so now what we can describe this as, the value of y of t is obtained by adding the value of x1 of t and x2 of t for all t. Okay, similarly we can obtain for if x1 and x2 are, similarly let x1 of n and x2 of n are two dt signal, then y of n is equals to x1 of n plus x2 of n is known as addition of okay. So this is about the addition operation. Similarly we can have multiplication operation of the two signals. So let me take third type, multiplication of signals. So here I am going to use the example as only two signals, okay, but it is applicable for any number of signals. Same process you have to follow, that we have to go on adding the magnitude of all the signals for selected instants. Okay, so those things will be clear with the practical examples that we are going to solve after going through these all the operations. Okay, so now let us just concentrate on understanding what are the different operations that can be performed. Okay, so now similarly here also we are going to take as example two signals. Let x1 of t and x2 of t are two CT signals then y of t equal to x1 of t into x2 of t is known as multiplication of x1 of t and x2 of t. Okay, so here basically y of t is obtained by multiplying the magnitude of one signal with the magnitude of a second signal for the same time instant. Again, I'm going to use the same example that I had used earlier here. Okay, so here if you see that example, so let me just take this totally here and use it as an example. Okay, so now instead of this plus sign we are going to do the multiplication. Okay, so we are going to do the multiplication. So here multiplication of these two signals will result in new signal which is indicated as y of t. Okay, and y of t is written as x1 of t into x2 of t. So now how we can obtain this y of t is by multiplying the magnitude of the two signals for the selected instant. So now let us take the instant 0 to 1. Between that signal, the first signals between 0 to 1 instant, the magnitude of first signal is 1 and the magnitude of second signal is also 1. So 1 into 1. So 1 into 1 for instant 0 to 1 is going to be 1 here. Okay, then after instant 1, so first signal magnitude is 1 again and the second signal magnitude is 0. So 1 into 0 is going to be 0. So here after instant 1 the magnitude of the signal is going to remain 0. So this is what we are going to get, okay, as a new modified signal, or by taking the multiplication of the two signals x1 of t and x2 of t. Okay, so here how exactly the value is obtained. So the value is obtained by taking the product of the values of x1 of t and x2 of t for all time t. Here I'll just write the value of y of t is obtained by taking product of okay. So similarly, if you take the discrete time signals x1 of n and r2 dt signals, then y of n equals to okay. So here discrete time signals can also be obtained as the as it is like we did for the continuous time signal. Okay, now next operation is the fourth operation, that is the differentiation. So differentiation of the signal is also one of the operations here. So whatever expression will be given, so sometimes we need to perform that differentiation. So therefore for that particular case, let us understand this with here. So let x of t be a CT signal then differentiation of x of t with respect to t is defined as y of t equals to d by dt of x of t. Okay, so similarly we can obtain the integration of the signal. That integration is given as let x of t be a CT signal, then integration of x of t respect to t is defined as integration of x of t dt. Okay, so these two operations can only be performed on the continuous time signal. These operations cannot be performed on the discrete time signals. Okay, so here in this particular video lecture we have just gone through the some of the operations on the dependent variable, that is the amplitude, how the amplitude can say changed when we are performing different operations like amplitude scaling, addition of signals, multiplication of signals, and also differentiation and integration. So likewise in case of say difference or subtraction of two signals, like I had taken this addition of the two signals, I can take subtraction of two signals. Just in that case what I need to do is I have to change the sign. Okay, so let us just try to understand the same thing with the help of an example here. So the same signal if I want to obtain, so I'll just write as a note. Okay, so here okay, so I'll take the example here. Whatever example I had taken earlier, once again I'll just draw it. So say the first signal is having a magnitude of say between the instant 3 1 2 3 0 and here it is 1. Okay, and we have another signal, that another signal is having magnitude for say only for the first instant. Okay, so magnitude of the second signal is only available between 0 to 1 instant of the time. Okay, so here it is changing with respect to time. So let me take this as x1 of t, x2 of t. Here it is magnitude equals to 1. Now I am going to obtain the subtraction of the two signals. Okay, so now to obtain the subtraction, same way what we did in case of addition we have to do. So I'll take the new signal y of t. Now this y of t is what? x1 of t minus x2 of t. What do I need to do here? I need to subtract the value of x2 of t from x1 of t instant by instant. So what are the instant here? Totally 0 to 3 we have 2 3. So now therefore between 0 to 1, what is the magnitude of the first signal? It is constant 1. What is the magnitude of the second signal? It is constant 1. So I am talking about the subtraction here. So 1 minus 1 is going to be 0 between 0 to 1 instant. Okay, so here it is going to be 0. So let me just take different color to understand. Okay, 0. Now similarly after instant 1, next instant is 1 to 2. 1 to 2 first signal magnitude is 1, second signal magnitude is 0. So here 1 plus 0, 1 plus 1 minus 0. So 1 minus 0 is going to be 1 again. So here this, therefore the signal is going to become 1. Okay, up to instant 2. Next instant is between 2 to 3. So 2 to 3, the magnitude is 1 here for the first signal, and for the second signal it is 0. So 1 minus 0 is again going to be 1. Okay, so between the instant 1 and 3, the first signal magnitude is 1 and second signal magnitude is 0. So 1 minus 0, we are going to get 1. So therefore here this is the new signal that we are going to get after doing the subtraction of the two signals, x1 of t and x2 of t. Okay, I hope you understood the subtraction operation also. It is nothing but addition only. So we are just adding the negative value. First value we are taking as it is, and second value we are taking as negative. So when you add negative value to positive, so automatically you will get the subtraction. So that is what we have to do if it is required to obtain the subtraction of the two signals. Okay, so in this video lecture, this much it. In the next video lecture, we are going to see about the operations performed on the independent variable, that is time. Okay, so till then, happy learning and thank you.